Trade Center steel officially becomes part of the Navy fleet today. A commissioning ceremony for the USS New York is scheduled for this morning on Manhattan's west side. The ship arrived in the city Monday from its home port in Virginia. Today's event will feature military jets flying over the Hudson River from the Verrazano Bridge to the George Washington Bridge, and 19 cannons being fired consecutively from Pier 86 to Pier 88. Officers taking part in the ceremony say they are honored to be on board.
There is a lot of emotion that is associated with the ship for all of us, and as a New Yorker, we feel that every day. The steel that's in the bow of the ship, that motivates us literally every day in what we do, both the sailors and the Marines.
Even though I was mentally prepared for it, I was not emotionally prepared for it. It was absolutely amazing.
When you get on a ship that's made from steel from the World Trade Center, all your emotions start changing, okay? And, we all remember where we were during 9/11. Now you've got a ship that's got 7.5 tons of that steel built in, and that ship's going to be on the waters for 40 years.
The ship forged from 7.5 tons of World Trade Center steel officially becomes a part of the Navy fleet. A commissioning ceremony for the USS New York was held this morning on Manhattan's west side. The event featured 19 cannons being fired consecutively from Pier 86 to Pier 88 and military jets flying over the Hudson River from the Verrazano Bridge to the George Washington Bridge. It also paused for a moment of silence for the victims of Thursday's shooting at Fort Hood, Texas. Governor Patterson and Mayor Michael Bloomberg were on hand for the event. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton gave the keynote address, saying the ship encompasses the durability and perseverance of those who sacrificed their lives on 9/11.
The motto of the USS New York is "Strength forged through sacrifice, never forget." By commissioning this ship today, we reaffirm the best and the worst of humanity that we have seen from September 11th to Fort Hood.
The ship will be open to the public for tours until it leaves for Virginia on Thursday.
A Navy ship whose bow was forged from 7.5 tons of World Trade Center steel is now officially a part of the fleet. A commissioning ceremony for the USS New York was held Saturday morning on Manhattan's west side. The event featured 19 cannons being fired consecutively from Pier 86 to Pier 88 and military planes flying over the Hudson River from the Verrazano Bridge to the George Washington. It also paused for a moment of silence for those killed on 9/11 and those killed Thursday at the shooting at Fort Hood, Texas.
USS New York's Prospective Commanding Officer.
Governor Patterson and Mayor Bloomberg were on hand for the event as well. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton gave the keynote address, saying the ship represents the perseverance of those who sacrificed their lives on 9/11.
The motto of the USS New York is "Strength forged through sacrifice, never forget." By commissioning this ship today, we reaffirm the best and the worst of humanity that we have seen from September 11th to Fort Hood.
It serves as a reminder for us each and every day about why we do what we do. It also serves as a link between New Orleans and New York. The steel recovered by New Yorkers was reformed and reconstructed by the shipbuilders who had lost everything during Katrina and its aftermath.
The ship is open to the public for tours until it leaves for Virginia on Thursday. A memorial to the heroes of 9/11 is unveiled on the Intrepid Sea, Air, and Space Museum Pier. Governor Patterson joined museum president Bill White to present the memorial. Two parallel beams meant to replicate how the Twin Towers once stood. Measuring 12 feet tall and weighing 3,000 pounds, the memorial is a section of steel recovered from the fallen towers. About 1,000 people who lost family members in the attacks were present at the ceremony. Organizers say they chose to put the memorial at the far end of the pier to give the families of the victims a quiet place to remember their loved ones.
These pieces of metal that came from the World Trade Center now face the area where the World Trade Center stood and the Statue of Liberty as testament to them. And to those who were lost on that day,
Those that didn't recover a loved one could maybe come here and feel some connection, some hope or some inspiration to help them through what must be difficult during these times.
After the attacks, the Intrepid served as the replacement headquarters for the FBI's New York field office, which had been located at the World Trade Center. Built from World Trade Center steel, the USS New York is commissioned into naval service with much fanfare. Our Rochelle Boone reports on how the vessel is a symbol of remembrance.
Man our ship and bring her to life.
With that, it became official. The USS New York is now an active part of the Navy fleet, and with 7.5 tons of steel from the World Trade Center forged into her bow, the commissioning of the ship was especially personal for Rosemary Kane and others like her who lost loved ones on 9/11.
It just represents to me the heartache of September 11th and the resilience of our nation.
The commissioning had a number of emotional moments. Many cheered as black smoke rose from atop the vessel, signaling that she was powered up. The event also featured 19 consecutive cannon shots from Pier 86 to 88 and military jets flying over the Hudson River from the Verrazano to the George Washington Bridge. Amid the pomp and circumstance, a pause for a moment of silence for those killed on September 11th and Thursday's shooting at Fort Hood, Texas.
The motto of the USS New York is strength forged through sacrifice, never forget. By commissioning this ship today, we reaffirm the best and the worst of humanity that we have seen from September 11th to Fort Hood.
The 684-foot-long Navy transport took 5 years to build, and in 2002, it was decided that the vessel would be named for New York. It has a crew of 360, but it can carry about 700 Marines in action.
in building this ship, in sending this ship all around the world through friendly and hostile waters, we are sending a message to everyone that Americans do not cower in the face of evil.
If you would like to see the USS New York up close, there will be several opportunities for the public to tour the ship while it's docked here at Pier 88. Visitors are told to bring an ID and wear comfortable shoes. No backpacks or large packages are allowed. For more information on tour dates and times, log on to ussny.org. The ship is open to the public for tours until it leaves for Virginia on Thursday. In Manhattan, Rochelle Boone, New York 1.